Hi everyone, Jason here from C Squared Racing, and we've got a special video for you today because our partners at CarbonX have provided us with some of their best and most recent products that we can show you today. And we're going to be taking a look at some of the things that I personally wear, and also some of the new things that they offer, and some of the stuff that I wear both when I'm competing in racing and then also when I'm working at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as part of the fire and rescue team. So they've provided me with some stuff over the last couple of years, kept me stocked up. They've sent me some of the new stuff. There was some stuff they couldn't send me that we went out and bought because I believe in the stuff so much that this isn't something that I only use because it's provided to me. I paid for all my stuff at the beginning. They came on board and decided to help with us, but if there's something that for any reason they can't provide me, I have absolutely no problem going out and spending my money to get this stuff. It's the best stuff out there, and so some of the things here are things that I bought. Some of the things are things that they gave us. But I told them if you send us what you have, we'll go ahead and do a video and show people what it can do. So I've got some product in front of me that we're going to show you. I'm going to tell you about my experiences. I'm going to show you some of the new stuff, and then I'll show you some of the videos that CarbonX has recorded to kind of show you how the product works, since we don't really have the facilities here to demonstrate this stuff the way it deserves to be demonstrated. First of all, my personal experience with this stuff. As I drive. I haven't driven a lot this year, but in the past I've driven more often, and I hope to get back to driving more again in the future. And I have always worn something under my fire suit, even if the requirements didn't force me to. I've always thought that more protection is better. The old adage goes, better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. So here's a picture of me at last year's Champ Car event at IMS. And in this video, I have my Alpine Stars fire suit and my Simpson helmet, but everything else I'm wearing in this picture is CarbonX head to toe, from the balaclava on my head, the undershirt, the long johns, the socks, everything was CarbonX. Besides wearing the products when I'm driving, I also wear it whenever I'm working at the track, whether it's as a track marshal. I will wear some of the basic items just in case something ever happens. Definitely when I'm working with the fire and rescue team at IMS. You'll see here is a picture from this year's Brickyard 400. And you'll see that I'm wearing the Ultimate Base Layer product that I'll show you in a minute. In fact, I have that shirt right in front of me. I'll show you. This was the first time that I tried their Ultimate series. I've got the shirt and the pants, and it's definitely thicker. I was worried that it would be hot because it was going to be over 90 degrees that day, and I was going to be wearing this all day. It was very comfortable, very breathable. I didn't have any problems. I was definitely hot because 90 degrees is 90 degrees, whether you're wearing a lot of stuff or not. But wearing this and then a fire suit over top of it, it wasn't bad. I was really, really impressed. I was worried that I might overheat, but I felt relatively fine at the end of the day, all things considered. No worse than I would in any other condition. So it's very breathable, but it keeps you super, super safe. And we'll talk about the differences between the different product lines, Ultimate versus Active versus some of the other lines that they have for more specialized uses. So I'll give you some history on CarbonX. It was started in 1999 by Mike Chapman. Started his own company. CarbonX was the brand. Chapman Innovations was the name of the company. That was acquired by Tex-Tech in 2014, and that's who controls the brand currently. So they've been around for a little over 20 years. The way the product works, and why it's different than Nomex, because Nomex is very good, but as you'll see in the video I'm going to show you in a minute, this stuff far outperforms Nomex. CarbonX uses a blend of carbonized fibers and strengthening fibers to give it some extra resilience. And not only is the stuff fire resistant, it won't burn, it won't allow fire to ignite, It's also resistant to molten metals, and you'll see that in a video as well. And it's also electrically resistant. And the material won't melt under high temperatures as well, which is really, really critical. It keeps its structural integrity. We've used it mostly for motorsports applications and for obviously for fire safety. It's also intended for industrial work, utility work. If you work in with welding, guys that work in high voltage electrical environments, because electrically resistant as well. Even tactical. There's even uses for this stuff within the military and law enforcement communities, where they might have to be cautious about fire resistance as well. So they do make a number of different product lines. For motorsports, you're typically going to see the active or ultimate lines. The big difference there is just the thermal protection. I think the active lines have about a 9.5 TPP. I'll show you here's what some of these numbers mean. When you're getting fire resistant material, a lot of times you'll have an FIA or an SFI rating. Here in the US, we see SFI a lot. And in this graphic here, the top three categories are what you're most likely going to see in motorsports. The 1, the 3, and the 5. The active line for CarbonX is a 9.5 TPP, so it's a level 1, but it's better than what the level 1 rating typically is. And then the ultimate line is a 13.5, I believe. So that's going to be about a level 3, just below level 3. So you can see there the difference between 3 seconds or 7 seconds. In motorsports applications, you're really just looking for something that will give you an opportunity to get out of the dangerous environment. It's not meant for people who are going to be exposed to sustained fire for long periods of time. So these higher ratings, the 10, the 15, the 20 that you see here, that's going to be more something that you're going to see in, say, maybe fire safety or other industrial applications where you're intending to be in that environment for a longer period of time. Motorsports, the point is to allow you to get out of a burning vehicle or to get away from a fire. So the ratings tend to be lower. That allows the materials to be thinner and a little bit more breathable, since you're also doing athletic, physically strenuous stuff while you're wearing the material. So those top three lines are what you're going to see mostly in motorsports. The bottom three are going to be mostly more common in firefighting or industrial type scenarios. So we're going to be focused mostly on those, the level 1, level 3, level 5. I do have some level 10 stuff here that we'll show you. But those are what the numbers mean. Essentially, the higher the TPP rating, the longer it will protect you from being injured in a fire. So I want to show you an example here real quick before we get into the products that I've got. This is a demo video that CarbonX provides on their website, where they do a side-by-side. Essentially, they have a mannequin with CarbonX on one side, the black material is CarbonX, and then the lighter material is Nomex, I believe. And you see they light that sucker up. They basically douse it with, I'm assuming, some type of lighter fluid or accelerant, and then hit it with a blowtorch. And this is far worse than anything you'd hopefully ever experience. And they just let it go, and you're gonna see they let this stuff go to the point where the Nomex completely fails. And as you start to watch this video, one of the things that I think is really, really interesting is that the CarbonX side stops burning on its own. You can start to see it already in this image that the majority of the material is no longer supporting the flame. So most of the fire is coming from the edges of the material, where there's another material there in the hands or in the feet. It's not so much the CarbonX that's feeding the flame. And you see the fire. This is my least favorite part of the video. I don't like that part. but most of the fire is coming from the side that has the Nomex. And you'll see here in a minute that the Nomex completely fails. Now, this is far worse than anything that the Nomex is expected to do, so it's not that Nomex is bad material. This is just meant to show you the difference and how much better the CarbonX performs. You see here in this picture that there's holes in the Nomex, it's scorched, it's damaged. The CarbonX material looks like you could put it in the wash and it would be fine. It's hard to tell that it's been put through that type of environment, which is really, really incredible. So they've got a bunch of videos like this on their website. We'll put a link to their website and also to their motorsports page if you're interested in checking that out. But they have all these videos on their site. You can check them out. They've got other ones besides this one too that get into specific scenarios and test things like their balaclava and other materials and stuff like that. So, but yeah, pretty amazing difference here between the Nomex, which is completely destroyed, and then the CarbonX material that they show you here in the next shot still maintained all of its structural integrity. So it's pretty hard to argue with that kind of video. Even more impressive than that, though, is another video that they have on there. I want to show you that this is basically a foundry. This is molten metal, liquid metal being poured down. I don't know what type of article this is, but that is CarbonX fabric, and they're pouring molten metal on it, and it just slides right off. So if you work in an environment where you're going to have to deal with molten metals, if you're working a foundry or you're a welder, this stuff is resistant to that as well. And then the last video I want to show you is kind of a fun one that they like to do at trade shows. And this is the penny demo, where they will put a single layer, usually a piece of the fabric, on their bare hand, and with the butane lighter they will melt a penny. And I can tell you, if you think this is a trick, I've seen this done in person on multiple occasions, and it's extremely impressive. And it was after seeing this demo that I decided to give the material a try, and we've been very, very happy with it. So as I said, there's more of these videos on the website if you enjoy this kind of stuff. Some really, really cool stuff. I told them that if they'd send me some spare fabric, that I'd do some of these little experiments myself and maybe do some different ones as well that might be kind of fun, just to show how the material would work. We haven't got any yet, but guys, if you send me some scraps like in this video, we've got some ideas for some cool ways to show how the material works that don't involve putting myself in danger. But that's pretty impressive. As you see in that video, I mean, it's exactly what they showed us in person when they did that demonstration for me and a couple of my other drivers at a trade show here in Indianapolis. So I want to show you some of the actual clothing that we use. I typically start out wearing the active line, which is great, and they've now sent me their ultimate line. This is these are all black. CarbonX has a wide array of colors for you to pick from, as long as it's black. I think there might be some gray, but typically it's black. So I'm just hoping to show there's enough light in here. But this is the ultimate line, and it's got the only difference between this and the other stuff is it's got this red piping and stitching. It'll say, CarbonX. They do sell this through other companies. Simpson. I've got a head sock here that I wear underneath my helmet. This is a balaclava, and you'll see that it's a Simpson, but this is also CarbonX. I've also got a top and I think a pair of pants that are Simpson. I think I bought some socks through Simpson. This is a pair of the CarbonX socks. Very thick, but very comfortable. But this is the top, and each one of these will have somewhere on it, usually towards the waist, whether it's the shirt or the pants. There will be a lot of times you'll see the SFI tag. I think these have an FIA reference on them, but there'll be a tag that'll give you all the specs on the material and tell you what the TPP rating is, and some other numbers, as well as the care instructions, things like that. Um, but that'll give you, and it's not it's printed on the clothing, so it's not something that's going to scratch you. These are very, very comfortable to wear. And then I've also got uh, the long johns, the pants, and again, they've also got the information on them printed on the fabric. Um, and again, very, very comfortable. I've worn these on a lot of hot days at the track. Had them on all day, and they felt pretty good. Very, very comfortable thing to wear at the track. When comfort is very important. When you're in a car, you don't want to be too hot. You don't want to wear something that is scratchy. They're really, really nice. And so that stuff I will wear whether I'm driving, whether I'm working as a fireman at the track, whether I'm working as a corner marshal. I'll wear all that stuff. But there are certain things that are specific to my job when I'm working as a fireman. I don't want to wear the same gloves I wear when I drive because you want to wear something that's more like a mechanic's glove. And mechanics wear has begun selling CarbonX gloves. You can see it says CarbonX right there on the pinky. And they have a few different versions of these gloves. There's a different levels. These are the level 10, which is the top level. I'll tell you, these were very popular when I was working the Brickyard 400 this year. I saw a lot of the pit crew guys wearing them. I saw guys at the Sunoco fuel truck where the NASCAR guys get their fuel from. They were wearing them, and I saw a lot of the other firemen that were at the track wearing these gloves. The nice thing with the level 10s is they have this extended wrist. That's something that you usually only see on the driving gloves. A lot of mechanics gloves will end, right at the wrist, and these will go over the wrist of your fire suit. So that's kind of nice. They've got, they're mechanics wear gloves too, so they've got some good rugged leather on the palm and some padding on the knuckles. But these have multiple layers of the CarbonX material as well. And they are fully SFI rated. These are the 3.3/10. So these are actually much higher level of protection than what you would generally see a race car driver wear. I'll almost guarantee you that my driving gloves do not have that higher rating. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys today was a new product they've got with the pandemic going on. If you're watching this in 2020, you know that a lot of us have to wear masks when we go out. And being that I was going to be at the track a lot, I for the most part stay at home. I can do most of my business at home. And when I go out, a lot of times it is because of a motorsports event. So I wanted something that would meet the requirements for wearing masks, but also would keep me safe in case there was ever a fire situation. And I reached out to CarbonX, and they said, yes, we have these, what they call the Defender series. And there's a Defender 1, a Defender 2. This is the Defender 2. This has the higher particulate efficiency, capture efficiency, at about 75%. To give you an idea, an N95 mask is a 95% efficiency. And this is a 75%, and then there's also a Defender 1 that is a 65%. The Defender 1 has the lowest capture efficiency, but it's the most breathable, allowing 50 CFM or cubic feet per minute of air to go through, as opposed to, I think it's 32 for an N95 mask. For people that are worried about masks and restricted airflow, I can tell you I wore an N95 at the beginning because that's what I had in my house. We just happened to have some, and even with that on, I had no trouble breathing. My wife has asthma, and she had no trouble breathing with one on either. I think a lot of the concern over people not being able to breathe, there are some medical conditions that make it an issue, either for sensory reasons or for other reasons. But there have been a ton of testing out there that shows that even the N95 masks allow plenty of air. And I think a lot of it is psychosomatic. I think you put a mask on and you feel your own warm breath, and it makes you think that you're not able to breathe. And I find that I sometimes breathe heavier when I've got a mask on, but in reality, I don't need to. If I start breathing normal, I'm fine. It's just something that kind of gets in your head that when you have something over your mouth, you feel like you're having trouble breathing even when you're actually not. It's just a matter of kind of calming down. So these are fine. These are more even. This one is more breathable than an N95. So you won't have any problem wearing this if you have any kind of respiratory problems. It feels very thick. It's it's not a a thinner mask like you might be used to. It's a thicker mask, but it's very, very comfortable. This is definitely the most comfortable mask I've worn. I'm going to slip it on, and I'm going to look awkward putting these on because one thing I don't like about these is the fact that they go around the back of the head. I kind of like being able to just slip them on and off the ear. But these fit better because they're like that, and they stay on better because they're like that. So as much as it's less convenient to take it on and off, it's a better fit when it's on. And generally when you've got these on, you're not slipping it on and off every 2 seconds. So this is probably the right way to do it. But I'll slip this on and I'll show you, and hopefully you can understand me with this on. I think it'll be okay. I'm going to loosen this up. It's adjustable. And the top strap goes kind of over the top, and that holds it up. And then you just cinch the back and tighten everything up. And it takes maybe a little bit to kind of get everything tightened. One of the issues I've had with other masks and is that as you're talking, they'll pull down. And this one doesn't do that at all. It fogs up my glasses a lot less than other ones do. The fogging your glasses, if you're wearing sunglasses or eyeglasses, is because that warm air, that warm breath is being pushed up through the top of the mask. And the tighter you can get it around your nose, the less that will happen. So these are a lot better than other masks I've had, in that I can wear them without getting hardly any fogging of my glasses. And then as I'm talking, it's not coming down my face, even though it wraps down around the bottom of the chin. And as you open your mouth, your chin wants to pull the mask down, but as long as you're not making really exaggerated movements, if I yawn or if I'm chewing, I can get it to come down, but it generally wants to stay in place over my nose, which is the correct way to wear it. And it's very comfortable. I could wear this for long periods of time and it wouldn't be an issue. So this is the Defender 2. This is, as I said, the 75% efficiency mask. Excellent if you work in any kind of environment where you have to worry about fire or heat or anything like that. These are an excellent option for you. If a paper mask won't work. So these are available now. You may have to contact the company to find out how to get them, because I don't know if the distribution network is set up just yet. It's a brand new product. I do know that for companies that maybe want to make large quantity orders, you can have your logo put on the side, if instead of the CarbonX logo. But they're great. If you're in a hazardous environment, I highly recommend these. I didn't get these in time to wear them at the track, at the Brickyard 400, but I will be working in other events later on this year, and I will definitely be wearing these. So they gave us masks at Indianapolis Motor Speedway that we were supposed to wear. Mr. Penske, who's our boss, Roger Penske, wants everybody to wear something that looks the same, but the mask they gave us started to fray and fall apart. They didn't stay on the face very well. They got stretched out really quickly, and within a couple of days, people were generally wearing whatever they wanted to wear, whatever fit properly, because that was the most important thing, was to have something that fit and was comfortable, as opposed to how it looked. So I fully intend to wear these from now on. But I really like these, so if you're interested, reach out to those folks. Again, I'll put the information about the website in the description below, and you can reach out to them and find out where to get them. They do have a lot of different sources that sell various products. Simpson sells some. Mechanics Wear sells the gloves. And then there's some other, you can get fire resistant cool shirts from Fast. There's some other products. They also sell aluminized products, a repel line of products that helps protect against chemical spills and molten metals and things like that. So that would be something if you work, again, around molten metal, you might want to look into the repel line. So depending on what you do and what your needs are, they've got different products that are specialized for certain applications. But I really like all of these products. I've never felt uncomfortable wearing any of them. And most of all, I've never felt safer than when I had these on. That even if something else I wore failed, I knew that the last line of defense was my CarbonX gear. And as I said, the gloves here, I bought these myself. These weren't given to me, and they are the top of the line gloves because I knew that that's what I needed to have to do the job. So the ultimate items, those were provided by the company, but as I said, I've had no problem buying these products in the past. I tell people that when you're spending money on your safety equipment, whether it's a helmet, whether it's a fire suit, you never want to be sitting in a hospital wishing that you spent the extra money to get the proper product, as opposed to getting something that was some bargain thing. And the great thing about CarbonX products is that the prices are very comparable to the Nomex stuff out there. I think the difference between Simpson's Nomex and Simpson's CarbonX gear was maybe $20 or $30 depending on the item. And there are other companies that sell Nomex stuff that is way more expensive than what you can get CarbonX for. So, you don't have to spend a lot of extra money to get a lot of extra protection. You actually can get them for not much more than what you would pay for the normal Nomex clothing. And as time goes on, I'm sure they'll come out with new products, and if there's things that they don't offer now, they might offer them in the future. So I know they offer a lot more now than what they did even just a few years ago, because the gloves are new and the masks are new. So I look forward to seeing what they've got. But we highly recommend this stuff. We were customers before we were partners. This is the stuff that I bought with my own money when I had to put my money where my mouth was, or I guess put my money where my safety was. So this is what we chose to go with, and we're thrilled that the company has decided to come on board with us, and we're going to have them on the side of our Camaro this year. If you see us out and about at events or at races, we'll have CarbonX on the side of the car this year, and we're probably going to be wearing some CarbonX if we're racing. So I can almost guarantee you that we'll have it on. So if you see us, go ahead and ask us about it, and we'll show you what we got. So that's all I got for you today. I hope this was informative. Again, thank you to CarbonX for helping us out with this stuff, and more importantly than that, thank you for building such or manufacturing such great materials and products. And hats off to Mike Chapman, who did an amazing job inventing this stuff. We definitely rely on it, and we think that you should too. So check them out. Check in the description. We'll have the links. You can watch more of those videos. There's a lot of really cool ones out there. That'll give you the information on where to go to buy the products, and also a lot of information to help you determine what's the right product to buy as well. And there's a lot of good scientific stuff. They've got all the data and charts and graphs. If you like charts and graphs, they've got all that material that will explain to you why the material works, so that you don't have to worry that this is some snake oil product. They're very transparent. They put it all out there, not only the demonstration videos showing you how it works, but all of the science and the testing and the analysis that goes behind a product like this. They put it all out there so that you can see it and convince yourself that this stuff really does do what it says it does. So I haven't tested it personally. I haven't lit myself on fire like that mannequin in the video. I don't intend to do that as much as I believe in the product. Um, but you know, if we do have a chance later on, maybe to do some other testing, I kind of want to see if I wanted to see what it was like to try and roast a marshmallow wrapped in Carbon X to see if it was even possible. So I'd like to try that. And there were some other things that we thought would be kind of fun that would, you know, demonstrate how the material works, but not put anybody in any kind of serious risk in case we screwed up. So check these guys out. If you need some stuff, by all means, consider CarbonX. You know, go to the TexTech website or the CarbonX website. You're not going to do any better than this stuff. I literally stake my life on the quality of this stuff, and I'm sure that the folks that the company would absolutely as well. And so check them out. I hope this video has been informative. I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions, you know, feel free to hit us up with a comment, and you know, we can help answer some questions or direct you to the people that can get you what you need in terms of information or products or things like that. So until then, thanks for joining us. Hope everyone's doing well, and we'll see you guys on the next lap.